would not recognize me if you saw me 12 years ago. My hair was in one big knot, my face was puffy, my eyes dull. I wore sweatsuits every day and rarely showered or brushed my teeth. I was considered unintelligent by my professors, dysfunctional by my family, and psychotic by my friends. A year after I withdrew from the psychiatric drugs I'd been put on, I was seen as beautiful, smart, and powerful once again. When I had a spiritual wake-up call that had been building for years and intersected with my own trauma, I was put on 7 pharmaceuticals, one after another after another. And soon after the first couple, I was lying flat in bed for 20 hours a day. Since then, I've seen and heard from thousands of others whose health has been taken away in an attempt to medicate this phantom illness, and we must put an end to it. I learned to harness my spiritual gifts using writing, yoga teaching, meditation, support groups, and reaching out to others. Fueled with a new mission, I set out to learn everything I could about how to help others in withdrawal or who seek to live free of psychiatric meds. I've worked for and consulted with many organizations coast to coast and became a popular blogger on my own site as well as Mad in America, one of the biggest alternative mental health blogs. Please join us to reach out to the millions of people worldwide who have been told you are mentally ill and you will need this medication for the rest of your life. Help us tell them they are human, valuable, and necessary, that we love and cherish who they really are, that there are a few people out there who will not lay on further oppression, but rather will take the time to listen, to slowly support and nourish their beings back to health with good food, deep breaths, time in nature, laughing, hugging, and celebrating life with its infinite spectrum of emotions and realities. Psychiatric drugs lead to a lifespan 25 years shorter than average, not to mention a chronically disabled lifestyle and loss of interest in life. My lifelong friend Michael, who was one of the happiest, funniest people I'd ever known, was put on them in college and slowly became uninterested in anything but chain smoking. When they put him on more drugs to try to resolve his unhappiness, he took his own life at the age of 32. Research by Bob Whitaker, author of Anatomy of an Epidemic, shows that with an increase in prescriptions has come an increase in disability, with the rate skyrocketing since the 1980s and ever increasing. In cultures that don't use drugs as a first line of treatment for the spectrum of experiences we call mental illness or psychosis, people integrate these experiences and continue on with their lives without becoming mentally ill for life. In short, they recover from trauma rather than becoming dependent on drugs that add chronic disability to the picture. My colleague describes being on psychiatric meds as the worst feeling of his life when he couldn't feel his feelings even though they were there. He felt like a zombie, not human, walking around disconnected from himself, and it was so scary. Joining a support group where he could express his feelings safely rather than repress them was what helped him to feel more emotionally stable. My team and I are raising money to raise awareness about these possibilities. With the funds, we will publish a book that will explain in detail everything we've learned about how and why we can live free lives of embracing and accepting our emotions and our humanity. We need your help to spread this word and end the violence against people who are sensitive, suffering, and/or have diverse views and experiences of reality. Join our outreach and donate today. Together we can make the world a safe place for people to heal from trauma. The Board of Advisors for the Breaking Free from Psychiatric Drugs book project consists of Lyle Murphy, founder of the Alternative to Med Center, which works to help people in natural ways to withdraw from psychiatric drugs. Celia Brown, who was 16 when she took psychiatric drugs that had many side effects. She got healthier through talking about her trauma, breathing exercises, meditation, and peer support. She's the board president of Mind Freedom, which fights for the human rights of patients in the mental health care system. George Badillo, who when younger had a nightmare experience in the psychiatric institutions and is now a peer trainer for People Incorporated and works out of New York State Office of Mental Health. Nancy Rubensteindl Justice, who when going through a hard life transition was given psychiatric drugs that made her manic and injured her eyes. She got off psychiatric drugs through herbs, supplements, avoiding foods which gave her allergies, and through naturopathic care. She's a folk singer and writer at Mad in America. John Keyes, a licensed professional counselor and herbalist who uses holistic methods of treatment and a writer at Mad in America as well. Matthew Morrissey, a psychotherapist and author of A Way Out of Madness. Delphine Brody, a mental health policy advocate, board member of NARPA, who was the mental health services director at the California Network of Mental Health Clients. Sarah Eisenman, a nutritional counselor and an energy healer living in Encinitas, California. Cindy Fisher in Vancouver, Washington, who's the founder of the Moms Movement for mothers and others to advocate for their children's rights to be treated fairly when in crisis. And Lauren Tenney, PhD, psychology professor at CUNY Staten Island and consultant at the Mental Health Empowerment Project.
Don't need no doctor, baby, 'cause my will to live is